right, we have more updates from the federal trial of Sean Diddy Combs. Once again, the testimony is continuing for former girlfriend Cassie Ventura. We are beginning with the jury being able to see text messages between Combs and Ventura regarding a sexually explicit video of Ventura. In March 2014, someone told Ventura he'd seen a sexually explicit video of her while they were at an event in Atlantic City. Ventura recalled the moment and said, and I quote, "Immediately my thoughts went to a freak-off video." The jury saw a text message thread between Ventura and her former boyfriend, Sean Diddy Combs. Combs told her to find out more about what he knew about the video and where it came from. Combs told her to ask the person what the room looked like in the video. "You gotta tell him this is your life. This is serious," Combs told her. She met the man and the DJ who had shown him the video at a restaurant in New York the next day. She brought security with her to intimidate the men at Combs' direction, Ventura said. Her manager, James Cruz, was also at the dinner. And if you follow the comment thread back, you'll get information regarding how she had repeatedly asked Combs to delete videos from his devices due to the amount of people who had access to his phone. Ventura described what she and Combs would do in order to recover after a freak-off. She said that she and Combs would take IV fluids, get massages, and often take opiates. "Opiates made me feel numb, which is why I relied on them so heavily," she said, adding that Combs sometimes provided the drugs. Ventura testified that she had regular gastrointestinal issues from the drugs she took and frequent urinary tract infections from the freak-offs. The UTIs were so frequent she would often have an infection during freak-offs and typical medications stopped working, according to her testimony. She also stated that she felt empty after freak-offs. She said, and I quote, "Empty. I definitely felt just gross." Ventura also said she felt worse when she didn't stay with him after a freak-off. She also said she felt like, and I quote, "Okay, I did my job, and now I'm going about the rest of my life. The same feelings over and over." Ventura testified that she and Combs would go to sex clubs where she would have sex with Combs or an escort. She also said she didn't want to have sex with the escort, but Combs would request it. She also testified that she told Combs that she didn't like sex clubs and that they made her uncomfortable. She then went on to say, and I quote, "He'd usually just like keep pushing, or just try to convince me that it'd be fun thing to do, or that we wouldn't go for that long." She said she would often drink alcohol or do drugs before they went. She also testified that she was injured during freak-offs on several occasions when Combs would put hands on her. She said it happened too frequently, and there were times when Combs would assault her with an escort still in the hotel room. She went on to describe an altercation with Combs that left her with a permanent scar on her eyebrow. She testified a time in August of 2013 when she was sleeping in her apartment after going out with some friends. She said she woke up to a commotion with Combs in her apartment yelling about her being asleep and not packing for an upcoming trip. Two of her friends jumped on Combs' back because he was trying to attack her. She said, and I quote, "Eventually we ended up from the living room into the master bedroom, and they were still jumping on his back. And when he threw me down, I hurt my eyebrow on the corner of my bed," she testified, adding that she had a pretty significant gash on the side of her eyebrow. One of Combs' security guards took Ventura to a plastic surgeon that day to suture her injury. She sent an image of her injury to Combs later in the day with a text, "So you can remember." We'll have additional updates regarding her testimony today, linked in the comments. Part 2. Ventura says Combs often threatened to release videos of her if she didn't behave. Ventura then went on to testify about Combs showing her freak-off videos she thought were deleted. Ventura said that Combs stayed on his friend's boat one time. Said that she and Combs stayed on his friend's boat one time to attend the Cannes Film Festival when they got into an argument after he accused her of stealing drugs from him. He kicked me off the boat with no shoes early one morning, and I walked over to his staff's hotel and I stayed in somebody's room, she testified. At an event at the festival, Combs kept giving her evil glares, she said. He would grab my leg and squeeze my thighs tight as he could, and I was wearing a beaded dress, so it was very painful, she testified. On the flight back home, Ventura said she switched seats so she wouldn't have to sit next to him, but then he traded seats with the person next to her. On the flight, he played videos of freak-offs that Ventura thought she had deleted, she testified. Combs told her that he was going to embarrass me and release them, Ventura testified. When they landed in New York, she said they went to dinner and then he wanted to have a freak-off, so we had a freak-off. Whatever was going to make him not be angry at me and threatening me, I was willing to do. I just didn't want to feel scared anymore. And it was the one thing he made me feel like I was good at, Ventura said on the stand. Now, court took a lunch break and will reconvened at 1:15 Eastern. And from there, the jury was shown more text between Combs and Ventura. The jury saw messages from 2013 which showed Combs and Ventura planning a freak-off and discussing which escorts to invite. It was just one more person knowing our secret, Ventura said in the messages. She testified Wednesday that she was referring to the shame of the secret of the freak-offs. I didn't want to do them. I just didn't want to be a part of that, she testified. In another text message from January 7, 2017, Ventura told Combs, nothing good comes out of FOs anymore, referring to the freak-offs. You treat me like you Ike Turner, she wrote. Asking what she meant by the Turner reference, Ventura testified that Combs was abusive and controlling. I mean, he was actually physically abusive. He put me down a lot. As much as I was built up, I was put down quite a bit, she said. It's also just the sheer embarrassment, like how he treated me in front of other people. Oh, baby, listen. The prosecutor says that she will be finishing the questioning of Ventura before the end of the day. That would be specifically Prosecutor Emily Johnson, who has said that she expects to finish the direct examination of Ms. Ventura sometime after lunch, but before the end of the day. After prosecutors finish questioning Ms. Ventura, the defense team will have the opportunity to cross-examine her. Court will continue at approximately 1:45 Eastern time. Combs' attorneys have said that the defense has to adjust their strategy since the testimony of Ms. Ventura was different than what they expected. The judge has also instructed attorneys not to engage in witness coaching. Given that the jury is still at lunch at this moment, Judge Aaron Subramaniam spoke with lawyers in the courtroom. Subramaniam said he won't instruct the witnesses, but told the attorneys for the victim witnesses not to engage in witness coaching or pass on messages from prosecutors to their clients while they're testifying. An attorney for the victim witness, Maya, said he needed to be able to talk to her on breaks during her testimony. We are not going to put words in her mouth, he said, but needs to be able to support her when she wants to talk about what she's experiencing on the stand. Candidly, her nerves are through the roof, he said, adding, she would have taken these things to her grave. These are the worst things that have ever happened to her. The defense has asked that the victim witnesses be instructed not to speak to their attorneys or prosecutors about the testimony while they're on the stand. The next set of updates I will bring to you, but as always, let me know your thoughts in the comments.